tuned in to the Politics Podcast, your home for St. Louis politics. Welcome to the Politics Podcast, hosted by your boy, Terry Wilson. Today, we are kicking off our show, and I know you guys have been seeing things on social media, and you're wondering, like, what the heck is this? Oh, a podcast. Oh, Terry's doing a podcast. Yes, Terry is doing another podcast. It's called the Politics Podcast. I emphasize L-O-U, the Lou, because I am from St. Louis and I'm proud. But I kind of wanted to have a show that was dedicated to bringing out not only just things that are going on in the community locally, but I wanted to highlight positive things. And I also wanted to highlight those local leaders that you normally don't get a chance to hear from. Every day on TV, you get to see the county executive and, the mayor of the city of St. Louis. But one unique thing about St. Louis County and just the St. Louis region area, period, we have 88 municipalities. So it's a lot of different things going on in these different municipalities, a lot of great things that are going on in these different municipalities that a lot of people don't get a chance to hear about or don't really know what's going on. So I wanted to bring a platform where those local leaders could have a voice, the community could hear from them and hear the different things that they have going on. And so today we actually don't have a guest, but the plan is to have a guest every Sunday. Somebody that you know about or may not know about, but they're local and they're going to share some positive things about themselves and their community, and we're going to highlight those various things. We're also going to speak with various local community nonprofit organizations. We're going to talk about different events that are going on in St. Louis. We hear so many different negative things going on in our area. And, I just got motivated to say, hey, you know what? I want to shed some positive light on the St. Louis region. And so that's where you have the Politics Podcast. Yeah, so I'm very excited about the show and all the potential guests that are going to be on. But today is not going to be your traditional show that we're going to normally have. I wanted to kick off the season of my show by paying homage to a good friend of mine who I originally started podcasting with. His name is Ted Gatlin Jr. He passed away last year, and I really haven't felt the same since he has left. And I got an epiphany the other month, and I know that was Ted speaking to me, saying, "Hey, keep going, Terry. This is something that you wanted to do." And so I want to pay homage to Ted, and I want to bring you guys an archive show that Ted and myself did. It was actually our first podcast show. The name of our show was called The List with Ted and Terry. So I wanted to share that archive show with my new listening audience and my returning audience. And that's how I want to kick off the show. Ted was very near and dear to my heart. He was one of those guys that held you accountable, but Ted was one of those guys that could always be, you can count on them to be one of your biggest cheerleaders. So they can be, he was also your biggest cheerleader, and he also found ways to just support everybody. And we definitely miss Ted. I surely miss Ted. I know a lot of those folks out there could share a story or two about Ted. And so I wanted to honor Ted. by playing our first episode that he and I ever had on the list. That was the name of our podcast. So I appreciate you all supporting the Politics Podcast. I look forward to having some of you on as guests. I look forward to having you call in. I look forward to some great conversation and information that will be shared on the Politics Podcast. And with that being said, make sure you guys find me on various podcast platforms such as Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're going to be on YouTube and Facebook as well. So you'll get a chance to see some visuals and hear some good voices as well. But you're tuned in to the hottest show in the Lou. And shout out to everybody listening around the world. And special shout out to my local folk right here in the St. Louis area. So I hope you guys enjoy the Politics Podcast, and I hope you come back every week at 6 p.m. It will be live, but you can always catch up on all of the episodes every week on those various platforms. But with that being said, we are going to get into the archive show. Hope you guys enjoy. Please share this out with your family, your friends, your coworkers. This show isn't just for people that are into politics. It's called the Politics Podcast, but we're going to get into a lot of different things that the audience and listeners can appreciate and participate in. So hope you guys return next week. Hope you guys enjoy the archive show today, and I will talk to you soon. Be blessed. You're tuned in to the Politics Podcast, your home for St. Louis politics. What's going on, St. Louis? What's up, Ted? How you doing?
Man, I'm all good, bro. This is first show, just working these kinks, man.
We had some technical difficulties, man. I didn't know if it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it almost didn't work out, man. I don't know. I don't know if we're on there now, but we shall see. We gonna talk it.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we'd like to welcome everybody to the first show. It's called The List. We're gonna be coming at you every Saturday at 4 p.m. You know, the times might change here and there. You know, we doing this we doing this how we want to do it.
Yeah. It's not impromptu. It's how we want to do it.
It's just how we want to do it.
You can just call it original.
And if you want to call in and join in the conversation, you can call us in at 646-595-4160. We also stream it live on Facebook.
Yep.
You can find us. Where can you find us at on Facebook, Ted?
It's right there on The List with Ted and Terry.
That's what I'm talking about. The List with Ted and Terry.
And right now, we're on live on my Facebook and on Terry's Facebook. So if y'all know either of us, you could definitely watch us from there.
Absolutely. So today we're gonna do a recap between Dr. Umar Johnson and Roland Martin. We're gonna talk about the National Urban League Conference that's coming to St. Louis.
Right.
What's the date on that, Ted?
It's end of the month, man.
End of the month. Ted just ain't got the dates and the times. And then also we're going to do a preview of the Mayweather and McGregor fight.
A little bit.
And we're going to talk a little bit about Ice Cube, Big Three League. And then we're going to skim over the local St. Louis political climate and highlights. And then also we're going to introduce everybody to what we call our Dean's List, right?
Dean's List. Right.
You know, it's kind of a spinoff of, Donkey of the Day. But it ain't the Donkey of the Day.
Not the donkey.
It's the what?
It's the list, so it's the Dean's List.
It's the Dean's List. The name of our show is called The List, so, we got to have lists.
And remember, like Terry said, you can call in, and you can definitely be on our guest list at some point during the show. We'll go ahead and get your opinions, get your thoughts about some of the topics.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and look at that number. Give a chance to call in. 646-595-4160. You can give us a call, join in the conversation, say something to the people,
promote something, we might charge you. Nah, we ain't gonna charge you.
We might charge you.
We might charge you.
We might charge you.
We got a couple of people joining us on Facebook Live, though. I see a couple of people out there. We'll get with y'all, too. Y'all can post some questions, comments, or whatever. And if I look over there and check them out, then, you know, we might shout them out.
Exactly. Yeah, so basically what's going to happen is we're also going to talk about the Jay-Z album, right?
Oh, yeah. We definitely need to touch on 444.
So for that section, if you want to call in, go ahead and give us your thoughts about that record, about that album, so we can talk about it.
Your boy Gary Johnson, man, said, what up?
Yeah, what's up, Gary?
Gary, man, you need to come back to Freedom School, man.
Here he goes.
Come back to the movement, man.
This dude is always...
The movement miss you, man.
This dude's always rapping.
It's all good. But, yeah, hey, make sure y'all go to the website so y'all can tune in, or you can tune in on Facebook. It's the list, baby.
It's the list.
All right, let's get to it. So, the hot topic in Black America right now.
Right. Well, one of them.
Well, one of them, not the hot topic, but one of the hot topics is the conversation that Dr. Umar Johnson and your boy,
hey, you know,
Roland Martin.
Wait, hold on. How's he my boy? Ain't he an alpha?
Yeah, he is an alpha.
That's your boy.
That's my guy.
Yeah, it's your people. It's your people. That's how y'all roll.
So what you think about the whole conversation?
So, So I, first of all, I'm not a follower really of Umar necessarily.
Right.
I appreciate some of the stuff he says.
Right.
But you know, his rhetoric sometimes goes a little far in either direction for me. Yeah. Roland, some of the same stuff. You know, I like him a lot, but sometimes I think he just does stuff for ratings, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever. So I appreciated the first part of the interview because Roland Martin asked Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson, specific questions that people always ask.
Right.
The stuff that people are always like nitpicky about or questioning kind of on the sidelines, he asked it.
Yeah.
He said, "Where's your degree?"
Right.
And he gave Umar opportunity to say, "Went here, I went here, I went here, I went here, and you can call him and check."
Right.
And I said, "Yo, that's what's up."
Yeah, he ran it down.
He ain't
stumbled or nothing,
I
man.
mean, he ran it down like he went to HBCU or something. You know how you...
I kind of feel like Umar was like ambushed going into that. And I think, you know, he's the type of person that doesn't back down from any challenge. But I think it was a setup going in, especially when you look at the panel that Roland had, man.
Man, we're not gonna talk about that panel. Now, like I said, I appreciated Roland's part, right?
Right.
But that panel, man, they made themselves look like the least intelligent people in the room. Like, come on, people. How is it possible that you are on TV One,
right,
and you turn around and I'm looking at you caping for white folks?
What's that Republican dude name?
Man, it doesn't even matter. It don't even matter what the dude's name is.
Somebody on Facebook, Ted Simpson, said the panel really didn't give Umar a chance to speak. They didn't, man. They did. Every time he was about to speak, it was like a quick rebuttal before he could even get everything out that he was trying to say.
Because they think they knew. But see, what I did like, he did stuff that cats over from St. Louis do. Right. He hit them with a quick question that they couldn't answer.
Right.
And then waited and looked at them like they stupid.
The lady, I can't even think of the lady name.
It doesn't matter what her name is.
She's on there all the time, man, but sometimes she's good.
Okay, she didn't.
Sometimes, but this
particular
instance,
this wasn't the time.
Dude, I think it was all a setup. I don't think they was trying to get no understanding at all from what the brother was trying to express. Because at the end of the day, we don't agree with what everybody believe in. You know, that's just not realistic.
Nobody agrees with anybody 100%.
I don't agree with everything that you say.
And I don't agree with everything you say or do. I mean, since we say
I don't agree with most of the things that you say and
well,
do.
I mean, I don't agree. Since we just gonna say it all on
radio, all on the internet.
I mean, you know. But you're right. You're right. You don't really agree with what people say fully, generally.
Right.
But there's some things you can agree upon.
Yeah.
And so what I what I realized in that show, at least that part of the show, the goal was to not agree.
Right.
Was to find things because Roland started out straight, but then he started going to, he started running down names. And what about, when they were talking about marrying white women, and he tried to say, well, what about Sidney Poitier? What about
Frederick Douglass?
What about trying to run and I said, Umar, you answered that perfect. He said, look, it doesn't matter who you're talking about.
And then
anyone.
And then he put it out there. Frederick Douglass' first wife was black.
Yeah, so come on. I mean, and I have to. I don't have to agree completely with what he's saying, even though I mostly do.
Right.
But I do feel like, at least in that sense, I can ride with him. Like,
right.
You got, if you're a black man, you need to be committed to a black woman.
Right. And that's one thing I do agree.
Like why are we fighting? Like, why are we fighting about that? Why are we fighting about that?
Hey, listening audience, if y'all want to chime in on this conversation we have, you can call 646-595-4160, or you can post your question or comment on Facebook.
That's
everything
right.
coming in pretty fast. So somebody said Umar talked about black women or last. Hold on. Umar talked about black women or last to get married, and one of 4 get married. The sister wasn't married. He defend. I couldn't get that. I don't know. Type that one out. But
Umar talked about black women or last to get married, and one of 4 to get married. The sister wasn't married. Oh yeah, Gary was just saying that Umar was defending her.
Right.
Like why are you mad? Your phone ring.
I know, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. People calling my phone instead of calling the show.
Crazy.
The show's number is 646-595-4160. 646-595-4160.
Yeah, what Gary was saying was that Umar was defending her, but she was too busy trying to be on the defensive to even hear what he was saying.
Exactly.
And I think we do that sometimes in black folks in general. I think we do that sometimes. We get to a point where we're so busy trying to prove our dissatisfaction with whatever that we don't even focus on all the stuff that makes sense.
Nah.
Like the brother was making sense.
I had a teacher that say when I was in high school, man, it was like people don't. How did he put it? He said people don't in conversations, people listen just to respond versus listening to understand.
Yeah.
And I think as a people, not even just black, I'm just talking about people in general. Like,
you got a good point.
We having a conversation and people are listening, and instead of listening and processing what the person is saying, we trying to anticipate what we could say
exactly
to come back or whatever, or to have a one-up or to sound smarter, or you know what I'm saying? But we don't really process what each other's saying, and that's why we don't have good conversations anymore.
I definitely agree with that, man. So I'm gonna say that it's because of what he did,
right?
Because of what Roland did with this whack panel,
right?
because of him coming at Umar like he did, with these whack questions. Yeah. He started out all right, but with these terrible questions, because Roland was allowing them folks to sit on there and cape people being with black folk,
right?
Like, and that be the substance of the whole conversation. Because of these egregious actions,
right?
Roland,
you have made the Dean's List.
Good job, man. You are so smart, bro.
Roland is the first person on our Dean's List.
Number 1.
And we're going to start posting our Dean's List every week on our Facebook. Make sure y'all go to our Facebook fan page. It's called The List with Ted and Terry. Ted put himself first, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
We're gonna work it out.
The Bible say the first should be last and the last should be first.
Hey, but it's whatever.
It's whatever. Well, moving on, man. We put Roland Martin on our Dean's List for the first show. So, Roland, you made the Dean's List.
Congratulations, sir.
I think when we come back, man, next week, we probably going to have like some little theme music.
Yeah, we
for the Dean's list.
Hey, y'all, like we said, it's the first show.
This is the first show. We working out some kinks,
First show.
Give us some feedback. We don't care. We don't mind y'all telling us what we did wrong, what we should add.
Just like send it to the inbox.
Yeah, just send it to the inbox.
Don't put it on.
Yeah, don't put us out there. Don't put it. And that's one thing people like to do, man. Put people out there
on blast.
We're gonna get to that too. We're gonna talk about these Facebook posts and these Twitter posts as well. We're going to get to that towards the end.
All right.
But let's move on to this Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Dude.
What?
When I first heard that they was going to fight, I was like, this got to be a joke.
Think so, yeah.
This got to be a joke. And then when they actually set the date.
That was surprising. That was surprising to me. I figured that it was just something to talk about.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would actually set a date.
And I'm a Mayweather fan. A lot of people don't like Mayweather, but I'm a Mayweather fan. Mayweather is a boxer. He's a pure boxer. His style might not be the knockout artist or whatever, but he's a boxer, and he's a champion. He done won, 29? He's 29-0 now?
49-0.
He's 49-0 now? Damn, 40, that's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
He fought a lot of people.
49-0.
49-0. And he comes out of retirement, and I call him a clown because I didn't know nothing about this dude until when they signed. Now they promote. They on the world tour. I think they already did they ended in London.
Mm-hmm.
But they started off in L.A. I think they went to New York.
They was in Vegas,
Toronto, and then they went to London. But I know they want to hype this fight up, man. They have
to hype it up.
Well, a lot of people is gonna pay to see this fight.
Yep.
Not
I.
Nah, I might see if it's on Cody or something on the Fire Stick.
I might just go get a drink that night.
Go get a drink that. And they might be showing the fight where you at.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
let the bar pay for that one.
But I think it's more entertaining. It kind of reminds me of like WWE or some stuff like that.
That's exactly what it's like. It's like
it got that same feel, man. I don't even take it serious. And I don't even know, are they going to do like the little special, like the behind the scene where they show them training?
Well, they have to.
Stuff?
They have to. I mean, because you got to sell tickets.
And the dude McGregor is talking so reckless, dog. Like,
did you hear what he said? Dance for me, boy.
Dance for me, boy.
Boy. So folks that really wasn't for Mayweather like that,
right,
started being for him because it's like, yo, man, hey, we may not, I may not like you at all,
right,
but we gotta knock this boy out.
Well, people don't know. Well, I guess in entertainment it ain't no limits. You know what I'm saying? So McGregor, this is his first time on a stage this large. Because when you're on a court with Mayweather, man, I mean, that's on another level.
It's the whole different thing.
That's another level. And Mayweather just getting another payday.
And see, you know what people don't realize about Mayweather, as far as these matches, man. I was reading up on him at the last fight he had.
Right.
It might even be in the Pacquiao too.
Mm-hmm.
But he promotes his own fight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't know what that meant.
Oh yeah,
that means he put all his own money up.
Yeah.
He put all his own. So he puts his money up for the venue.
Yeah.
He put his money up for
the promotion.
And the other person gets a check from
Mayweather. So Mayweather paying you to fight him. He's paying you to fight him. So,
and so when he put his own money up, he cuts a deal, a different type of deal with the with the cable company,
right,
the pay-per-view.
Right.
So he get a lot of that money.
A whole lot. Nice chunk.
Like pretty much the whole thing is just something he can gather some cash, and he pays you a couple $100,000 to be the one to get beat.
And so before we get off this subject, because it's a clown show to me, man. What's your prediction? What's your prediction?
Let me think.
The fight, man.
Let me think about that. You got a MMA person. Fighting a really good MMA person.
Right.
Fighting boxing. The best boxer.
So what you're saying is it's a no-brainer.
Come on, man.
It's a no-brainer.
I mean, unless Mayweather's trying to set something up for 51, then
Man,
I can't I can't see him taking a loss on this.
Man, my money going on Mayweather. money Mayweather. Shout out to the money team.
You got the best.
I'm down with Mayweather.
You got a great MMA fighter. Boxing, the best boxer out there. And there's a question. Like the second best boxer couldn't beat him. So I mean, come on, bro.
Well, this is a good segue into our next topic because how many of you? So we got a caller. We will get you in a second caller.
Yeah, it's in a second.
All right. So
you gonna talk about that? So talk about the big three.
So the big three: Ice Cube, this dude a genius. But before we talk about the actual league, I just want to say, I think he got paid, man. You know why?
Who?
The championship game for the big three was scheduled before the Mayweather fight was even scheduled. Same place.
Mm-hmm.
Mayweather had to pay up and give him a new venue.
Yeah.
So he's going to be at the...
Have they already made that decision?
Yeah,
now?
he's going to be at the MGM. He's going to be at the MGM Arena.
Yeah.
And it's going to be earlier, so it's going to be before the fight.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of money to be made in Vegas.
I'm telling you.
In August.
And one, I love the big three. I love that idea. I think it's dope.
Right.
I've watched a couple of the highlights. I ain't watched the game.
You ain't watched it had to grow on me, man. To me,
you can't find it. You can't find it on regular TV.
It's on Fox. It's on Fox 1.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, but to me, I thought it was corny.
Man, I never.
The first week I thought was corny. I thought it was a genius idea. I'm with Ice Cube. I ain't hating, but the first week was corny. But the next week, it started really getting competitive.
Man.
Because the first week kind of came off like a celebrity basketball game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing I like is he got all NBA players to play.
Yeah, real
That's
NBA
the rules.
players.
Like, you have to have played in the league and stuff like that. But, I mean, I think it's a good concept, and I think it'll eventually grow if people continue to support it or whatever. And it's like a short league, so it's not like a long, drawn-out season like the NBA.
It's just for the summer.
That. Yeah, it's just for the summer.
Yeah.
Let's see what who this caller is. All right, caller, you on live.
What's up, y'all? Look at y'all. Got a little show and everything. Go with your bad self now.
Who we talking to?
This Rhonda. This Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? What's
good.
going on? I'm
pretty
good.
You know what? I never did get a chance to say to you, congratulations on your election to office, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be here for the people.
The end of y'all conversation. Yes. Wait a minute. Let me roll back because I don't want to skip over that part because it's real important. When we talked before about you were on our show, you were on Don't Bite Your Tongue, and then you were talking about the service of what it is to be in office. Really, it's about finding out what the people want, doing what the people want.
That's right.
Then find out what more they want. Do that too. So you understand that it's truly about service. And I think a lot of politicians, I don't mean to derail the show, but I just got to give you a
you good. You good. I appreciate that.
I appreciate the fact that you understand that it's a service. And I think the problem that comes in with politicians, I think they get enamored with the light, camera, and action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. It's like a drug to them. You know, they get a taste of it and then they get addicted to it, but then they lose themselves, and they don't understand that at the end of the day, without the people, you're not there. So, you know, you're not a politician without the people. So, and you're there to serve. They put you there to represent them. So you represent a large group of people, and you're one individual doing that. So I don't take that responsibility lightly at all. And like I said, I appreciate the support from everybody that actually helped me get to where I got, because I know that I didn't get here by myself. And, you know, this is just the beginning, man. You know, I've been out talking to different people the same way I was doing when I was getting elected, but I have to really – it's hard to understand what everybody want and need, you know, in one election cycle. And that's why you got to take that time while you're elected to actually really listen to the people and see what they want and tend to their needs and be honest. You know, there's some things that I can't do as a politician. You know, so
yeah.
So it's all good.
that last part of what you said is important. I can tell you what I can do, but I got to be real honest about what I can't do because people have some very high expectations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times they kind of get down to the micro level, and it should be about that. Like your politics, your local politics, typically will be about that micro level. In your home, like. Is my trash getting picked up? Is my child getting educated?
Right.
Are the police beat my ass in the street? I mean,
right.
For
sure.
Some of that is, on the micro level. But you're right. You do have to be honest with people, and I think that will be ultimately respected. You know what I'm saying? When you do have that level of honesty. Okay. So wait. So what y'all was talking about, Floyd Mayweather? I know you shifted to the big three with Ice Cube, which is good. You letting the old ones get in and, work them knees and hips and all that stuff and don't get locked up, you know what I'm saying? But, but with Mayweather, the fact that he is letting this McGregor little leprechaun man just say whatever he wants, it's bothering me because I understand, for him, yes, a payday. And it has to be a payday because bro, man, owe the IRS, right?
Right.
He don't want to derail none of that, but at some point, you got to kind of check people on the stuff that they're saying. And then the thing that Floyd Mayweather spoke on was him disrespecting black women.
Right.
Wasn't you just beating some black woman's ass a few years ago, bro?
I mean, okay.
What you think about that, Ted, man?
Look, okay. So two things. One, I feel like as far as it goes with, thinking about what Conor McGregor is saying, I just think it's chess.
Yeah.
I think Mayweather just understands that this part is a show.
Right.
And he already, he's 49-0. Yeah. And he really don't feel like he has anything really to prove.
He don't have nothing to prove.
And so he matter of fact, the last thing I heard him say was, look, if you think you're gonna win, put your check up.
Right.
Put your check
and he
up.
pulling out checks, he ain't even cash yet.
So that now the other thing, now I know Floyd he got a history. Everybody, I think a lot of people have a history,
right?
And I think his particularly is problematic, at least,
right,
when it comes to how he's dealt with women.
Yeah.
But and really no but on that. It's bad.
Right.
That said, that don't mean he can't go and ride for women now.
Yeah, he's a changed man. Rhonda, come on, Rhonda.
Come on, man.
We're Rhonda. We gotta. Go ahead.
What would you talk about? Since last week or something? No, yeah. I don't know his personal shift, but out of all the things that he said, McGregor, out of all the things he said, to me, it wasn't really disrespectful to black women. What it was playing into the stereotypes of black men. It still was just disrespectful to black men, saying you black from the waist down. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't really disrespectful to black women. A black woman is not disrespected by a large penis, regardless of what color it's attached to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just trying to go ahead. What
we lost. We was agreeing with what you were saying. We was agreeing with what you were saying.
I don't know. It's just problematic. I think when you allow people to say anything to you, whether it's for show or for dollars, I just think it's problematic. You know what I'm saying? When you can just kind of lay down your principles and self-respect for dollars. Whatever it is. But, look, I don't owe the IRS as much money as he do, so I might, do something strange for a little change myself. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. And you know what? It don't even have to be strange.
It ain't even got to be strange. Well, Rhonda, we appreciate you calling in. We got a couple of more callers. But, man, just push the show out. This is our first one. We appreciate your support and continue to listen to us on Saturdays.
I will, absolutely. Take care, y'all.
All right, thank you. Have a good one. Yeah, that was a good call, man.
Yeah. She kind of went in on Mayweather.
She did go in on Mayweather,
a little
man.
bit.
The sisters ain't letting in. They ain't letting up on them, man.
They ain't letting them.
But
all right. But she, one thing that she did talk about, it was. I ain't gonna say it was off topic, but it was about politicians.
Yeah.
If we think about it, there's been a lot going on. Just in the city of St. Louis and the state of Missouri.
A whole lot, man.
Want to talk about?
Oh yeah, we can start on the state level and go on down to the local level.
Listen, like I said, let's start at the macro and work down to the micro.
Yeah. So on the state level, what we have going on is we have a new governor,
right?
And that pretty much explains a lot of the things that he's doing. He's new, he's inexperienced, and it's showing that he's new and he's inexperienced. Just for instance, right now what we're dealing with in the city of St. Louis passed a minimum wage. They passed minimum wage to be $10 an hour, and he basically said, "Nah, I'm gonna override what y'all did and said and voted on, and I'm gonna bring it back down to $7."
Right.
And so we dealing with this big issue of crime and poverty. We know they go hand in hand. And if you're trying to fight crime and combat poverty, and you changing the minimum wage from $10 to $7, I mean, what message are you sending to the people? What message are you really sending to the people? Do you really want to help the people, or you just want to attack St. Louis and Kansas City and take care of all of the rural areas around?
Do you know what the reasoning was?
I don't know. He didn't give a reason.
Okay.
He didn't really give a reason.
Because as you know, I recently moved, back from Louisville, Kentucky, and there's been some conversation. There was some conversations about raising the minimum wage, just in the Louisville city area.
Right.
And
what's minimum wage there now?
Too little. It's like the same thing, like $7.
$7.
They were talking about moving it up to, I think, 10,
okay,
11, okay. And part of the problem was that they were saying that if minimum wage moves just in Louisville city area moves up to $10, then the businesses that are in the city will move out of the city in order to get have to pay lower wages, and so that's the thinking, right? But that's not fair.
It's not fair.
Like that's silly thinking, and I feel like whenever we get into this minimum wage discussion, people end up kind of focusing on this idea that McDonald's workers don't deserve $10 an hour, right? When there are so many more people who do other jobs that are paid minimum wage. Like minimum wage, Chris Rock said it best, and he's one of my favorite comedians. He said, if you get paid minimum wage, that means your job don't care about you to the point that they said, I would pay you less. Right. I pay you less. But the law won't allow me to do it. And it all go back to greed, man. I will pay you less, but I can't. Yeah, man. I think $10 is still low. $10 is low. When you think about let's just say you think about a household that just has a single parent, you got 3 kids. So let's say rent. Let's just say at a minimum your rent $600. Boom. You got 3 kids, right? 2 of them in daycare, 1 of them in school. That's your whole work. That's your whole check right there. Just on daycare. That ain't even counting food. Right. And then we think about like food stamps and stuff like that. Once you get to a certain point and you work over a certain amount of hours, you don't even qualify. You don't qualify no more. So it's like help is there, but you can only work a little bit, and you can only make this much to qualify. So there's a formula, right? So I used to do a lot of work with a place called Youth Build, right? And a lot of my students were like on like SNAP or EBT or whatever. Right. They got subsidies, and they knew like to a T, like it was pretty brilliant thinking. Right. They knew how much they could work in a year in order to still get the right amount of supplement. And so one thing they would do, and I have my issues with it, definitely. We had some conversation, but they would basically do a couple of training programs. Right. Like they go to a job, they had like an 8-week training. Right. And then they quit. It's crazy, man, because it's like you got to scheme your way through. You got to scheme, and that's what I'm saying. Your way through to survive. That's what it creates. It creates a counterculture of scheming, and then now you look at them as if they're the problem. So I mean, you can't, and that's I think that's completely and totally backwards. My thinking is this, because I make a all right living, and I know people who are in my age bracket or my work bracket that make what they make,
right?
And then they say, well, why should somebody that minimum wage make as much as me? And I said to them, you should make more.
Right. Right.
Like that's like you look in the wrong direction.
Looking in the wrong direction, and you're mad at the wrong people.
You're mad at the wrong people. You look at and they are winning when you do that.
Yeah.
They win when you look down rather than up.
Yeah. So that's
they got to put that in the tailpipe.
That's just one example of the things the governor's doing. He called a couple of special sessions that were like irrelevant. He called a special session to talk about like an abortion bill or something like that.
Yeah.
And he wasting a lot of tax dollars. He's controlled by a lot of people. Quiet as it's kept. A lot of people ain't talking about that.
Oh man.
He started a political he didn't start it, but his camp started a political nonprofit that's down the street from the governor's mansion. And so, when you got a nonprofit, a political nonprofit, a lot of those donors are hidden. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't even know where his money is really coming from.
Yeah, the new governor, R. Love said the new governor is like that new supervisor on the job, trying to prove something by being a hard ass for no reason.
Man, that dude is I put it like this, man. I'm a politician, but I at the end of the day, he won the election. He has the governor. He has his time, but that still doesn't mean we can't hold him accountable.
Right.
And a lot of our people sometimes just complain and don't know the whole story, and so we complain about the wrong things. We fighting the wrong fight. So I think we need to start getting more educated on the issues, and that's why we have platforms like this, so we can kind of inform the people of what's going on and stuff like that.
Well, definitely. So that's one thing. The minimum wage issue was one thing. But what was the other thing?
The right to work.
The ID. The ID.
Oh, the Missouri real ID law. He signed that. That was one good thing that he did.
Okay.
He signed that into law last week. So the real ID law is basically, so your ID has all these federal requirements that you got to have. I don't know what we was missing off our ID, but whatever it was, we should have fixed it when we found out that we needed to fix it. So
this is the ID where they say if you don't get this thing done by next year, we won't be able to
travel unless you got a passport.
Right.
And you won't be able to get into federal buildings unless you have a passport.
So he fixed that.
He fixed it. So
okay.
I mean, so we get credit where credit is due.
Okay. Well,
but
go ahead.
They didn't want to do it, but they did it, and it should have been done when Nixon was in office.
You know what's funny? I realized he probably did it because you remember California said we ain't taking. California start putting bans like, no, you can't come if you don't have.
You can't come if you don't have this. So he that was one good thing that he did, I guess.
Well, clap up for him. You don't have to be on the Dean's list today.
Shout out to Governor Greitens. I finally said his name right. You know what I mean?
Good job, Governor.
But so moving on from that level, because I mean we'll spend a whole day just talking about that, and we kind of want to just skim through some of the things. We run out of time, Rick. We got about.
Oh, we good.
We good.
It was good.
So on a local level, we got St. Louis. Of course, you was in Louisville for this last election cycle, right?
I was.
But you heard about the things that went down, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what you heard.
So
we had six.
Talking about for mayor.
We had a open mayoral race. So
right, which doesn't happen that often.
No, it doesn't. So we had an open mayoral race. We had Lewis Reed, Tashara Jones,
president of the Board of Aldermen.
President of the Board of Aldermen, who already has power to do some things for the community already.
Well, see, you adding.
Okay, you're right. I'm adding. So we got Louis Reed. We got Tashara Jones, Treasurer Tashara Jones. Yeah. We had Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. And then we had Alderman Antonio French.
Right. And then Lyda Cruzen. So was it 5 or was it 6? I think the last. Don't worry about the 6.
Well, you don't worry about you had Jimmy Matthews, and then you
ain't count. That don't count.
And then you had a couple of Republicans, and
they don't count.
So but those are like the main.
Right.
Those are the main candidates.
Right.
And everybody say, oh, they should have came to the table, but I agree with some of the things that they were saying too. I mean, everybody has the right to run, but at the end of the day, we still got to be smart. And a lot of people was expecting them to come to the table together and come up with a compromise. But if they weren't working together in the beginning, what makes you think they're going to work together now? And I ain't saying they was right. I'm just saying we missed out on an opportunity because right now, African Americans really control the majority of like the main citywide positions in the city of St. Louis. Yeah. So the treasurer, Tashara Jones, the comptroller, Darlene Green, the prosecuting attorney, Kim Gardner, the license collector, Mavis Thompson, and the sheriff, Vernon Betts. So that's like 5 positions. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it really don't matter if we have an African American mayor or not. I think we have people in place right now to make change in our government and in our community in the city of St. Louis.
Well, the idea is that you just you build and you make change from where you are.
Exactly.
And even though I'm of the crew that thinks that it was silly for some folks, Jeffrey Boyd, to be running for mayor.
Right.
Like, I just think that was silly because, bruh, I wasn't even in town.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
And I hear about that. I hear about him, his area, and folks like,
it's like one of the worst wars in the city of St. Louis.
Like
but I will give that ward some credit because they cleaned up some parts. So we can't just say it is all bad, but
it's not great.
It's not great at all.
Let's leave it at that.
It's not great at all.
And so that kind of goes back to kind of what you were saying earlier, just about when you are in a political position, you are supposed to be a servant first,
right?
And not just there for your own kind of growth and gain.
Yeah, man. Because at the end of the day, you're not there without the people, man.
Right.
So the people vote for you. They put you in place. You're one person. You're one vote that represent a large group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like in the city of St. Like I represent a ward, and I'm the city councilman in Jennings, and my ward is a little over like 2,000.
You better have a number right, man. They gonna you better be right.
It goes up and down. But in the city of St. Louis, an alderman has a ward that's like 20 to 30,000. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you still represent a large population of people. You got to put the people first, and you got to get to know the people, and you got to know their wants and needs. Mm-hmm. But you also got to be creative and innovative as well. But you still have to be inclusive in the decisions that you make. You don't just make decisions,
right?
And I think that's where a lot of politicians go wrong. They just say, "Oh, I'm doing this," without even you ain't even consulted with me. You
think so?
Yeah.
You think they
what?
You think they do that you think that's the thinking? Like, do you think that that they're thinking about just what they want?
Who, the politicians?
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, because a lot of them don't even know what they want. A lot of them controlled by other special interests. When you get in the larger political realm, not so much on a smaller scale, like like these smaller municipalities and things like that. But a lot of people are controlled by like unions and people with money. I mean, if somebody put you there, you're gonna have to do what they want you to do, right?
Yeah, I feel that.
But the people put me there.
There you go. So you gotta do what they want you to do.
I gotta do what they want me to do.
So
the people is a special interest for me.
There you go. Look at that.
You
know? It's like that's your new tagline. The people are my special interest.
The people are my special interest.
Yeah, I'm gonna take credit for that one. so people being special interest and thinking about what's happening, what's coming up here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm affiliated with the Urban League.
Urban League, yeah.
I'm currently still president of the Louisville Urban League Young Professionals.
Okay.
And we still doing some great things down in the 502.
So you commuting?
Yeah. I've been back and forth.
Okay.
Pause. So coming up is the national conference.
The National Urban League Conference. And where is it gonna be held?
Man, it's right here in St. Louis.
Right here
good
in
old
St. Louis,
STL.
Missouri. Man, hey, when I heard that was an announcement, I could not believe that we got the national convention for the National Urban League.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think part of it was. We had all the stuff that happened with Ferguson,
right?
And Ferguson, and then we had, and so the next year, I think Florida was already slated.
Yeah. But
then it was in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was St. Louis.
Okay.
So it's the cities that kind of blew up had something really going on. That is where we ended up coming.
Man, I heard they got a new building coming up on West Florissant.
Yeah, well, local Urban League is doing a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's awesome.
Shout out to Mike McMillan.
Mike McMillan, who I just think he was what?
We got another caller.
Yeah, like we do.
We'll get to the call in about a couple of minutes.
I thought Michael Miller was white.
Yeah, when I was younger, like when we was doing Freedom School, with, back in the day, I did, bro. I did. Is he mixed?
Yeah, he is mixed.
Okay.
And like one of them is like really light.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good brother though, man.
He's a real good dude. I
remember he was an alderman, and he ran that ward good. And one thing about Mike McMillan, man, he could raise money, dog.
Yeah, buddy.
That brother can raise some money.
So the Urban League Conference is coming up July 26th through July 29th.
Okay. And where is it going to be held?
It's going to be held down at the America Center.
The America Center. Any special guests? Any big speakers, big name speakers?
Yeah. Well, one is always special guests, always big speakers. I ain't gonna tell you all the speakers right now.
Okay.
But there's definitely always speakers like folks from like Jeff Johnson on up.
Okay.
Every year there's a chance to see like presidential candidates. Like last year we invited both the Trump administration and
did they come?
And Hillary. No. Michael King came.
Because the Urban League always does the State of the Black Union, right?
Yeah, we do.
Let me ask you this question.
Hey, real quick, what's the number to call in?
The call-in number is 646-595-4160. Call in. We got some more time left. Caller, we're gonna get to you in a second. But Ted, I want to ask you this question.
Go ahead.
So you got the Urban League and you got the NAACP.
Right.
Are y'all competitors?
If you ask me, I say definitely not.
Okay.
Just because there's different missions, man.
So what's the okay, just to make a short question, what's the main focus of the NAACP versus the Urban League? So
I'll talk about the Urban League. So the Urban League kind of believes that everyone has like a role.
Okay.
And our role is to be in the offices, to be in the war rooms, up in the boardroom, helping to build and make policy.
Okay.
A lot of things that NAACP does is more grassroots.
So it's on the ground.
It's more on the ground.
On the ground level.
And so I say, and NAACP is on the ground, and they tend to focus, at least the ones that I've seen, tend to focus more on like voting.
And y'all do a lot more social services and stuff like that too, right?
We do social service, but on the advocacy end, we're more about policy.
Policy, okay.
And then you got like BLM, that's about empowering people on the ground also.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you allow these entities to work together strongly, like you can't miss.
Right.
Like I've been as president, I've been invited to rooms that Black Lives Matter and LSC can't be in.
Right.
They won't ever get invited to.
Right.
But if I'm there, they're there.
Right.
And so I can bring them into the room, and then we're able to have that conversation.
Okay.
Or I can be in the room on their behalf.
So y'all ain't more. I mean, I know y'all would get down with the rallies and stuff like that, but y'all more so y'all in the room talking to the people who making the decisions.
It's more about policy.
Policy. Okay, that makes sense.
Trying to craft that.
I know a lot of people always want to know, the difference, and I know it's a lot of different organizations that's doing a lot of different things, which is cool. I think we just need to support them all and work together. Let's see what this who we got on the call. All right, caller, what's going on?
How y'all doing, man?
All right, we good.
What's going on?
Terry Wilson, this is DJ Face.
Oh, what's up, Face? What's going on, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, brother. Ted Gatlin, this is your football partner, Ted Gatlin.
U City in the building. U City in the building.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Oh, we good, man.
We good out here, bro. Loving it, man.
Hey,
what
man,
you think about?
I'm not gonna take up too much of y'all time, man. I just caught y'all act on Facebook, man. I want to say, man, I hate that I'm not in St. Louis no more, but I love what you guys are doing, man. You guys are doing some really positive things, and I just want to give y'all my blessings and let you know that I'm following y'all all the way down here in Arizona.
Hey, we appreciate that, man. That's what's up, man. You're in Arizona. I know it's hot as that thing down there.
Yeah, it's that dry.
Man, hey, Terry, I can cook a steak on the side of the street, bro. It's that hot down here.
I done been down there, man. My family reunion was down there last year. I don't know why we picked July to have a family reunion in Arizona, man.
No, not in August, man. But I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. But I like what y'all doing for the city of St. Louis, man. Y'all bringing some positive change. Terry, I haven't talked to you since you won. Congratulations, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Terry.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Terry, you came a long way from Morton Hall. That second floor.
Bro.
That first day I met you at Morton Hall, second floor, where you at right now, big bro. That's a big change, man. I'm very proud of it.
It's all about evolving, man. But I'm here now, man, and we definitely appreciate the support, man.
That's right.
Yeah, make sure you keep pushing the show out, man. It's called The List. The name of our radio show is called The List because it's a list of things to talk about every week. So we're gonna be on every Saturday, man. Like we said, the time might change, but right now we're sticking to 4:30, 5 o'clock. And just be looking out on Facebook, man. We'll be posting a link. People can call in, so just keep pushing the word out there, man. We know it's gonna get bigger and better, man, because there's a lot of things that need to be discussed. There's a lot of changes that need to happen, and it's good that we had this platform, man, to put it out there to the people or whatever, man. So we definitely appreciate it, man.
Hey, Will, before you go, man, tell me what you think about Jay-Z album 444.
Oh yeah, what you think about the Jay-Z album, man?
Real quick,
give us your rundown.
I was up in arms about the Jay-Z album, man. I liked it because it was Jay-Z, but on the flip side, some stuff that he was saying on this album, man, I just didn't agree with, But I think it was a cool, okay album from him, but I'm not really a big fan of it.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, man, thanks for calling in, man, and make sure you call in next week, man. Keep following us. Keep praying for us, man, and keep helping us promote the show, man.
That's right.
All day,
right,
and
man.
I will be in town August 4th, and I'll definitely come to see y'all too in August 4th.
Okay, we'll get you in the studio, man. Hit us up, bro.
Definitely. Y'all take care. Good to see y'all. Talk to y'all soon.
All right, bro. That was good, man. We got a couple of good callers in, man. That's what's up, man. Our first show, man. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night.
Well, I mean, what you think about it? We still was talking about the Jay-Z?
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm moving too fast.
Yeah.
That's because I'm looking at this timer, man.
We ain't worried about that timer, man.
We ain't worried about the timer.
Nah,
we control our own time.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't kick us off. You know what I'm saying?
We got 4 minutes, man.
We got 4 minutes.
So
the Jay-Z album.
So what you think?
So first off, I'm a big Jay-Z fan. Been following Jay-Z since Reasonable Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Album was my favorite.
Okay.
Black Album was my favorite. The Blueprint was my second favorite.
Sure.
But 444, man, I think it was more so Jay-Z was just trying to drop some knowledge and give out some messages. And I don't think people was catching it. I think everybody was. I think the people who dislike it may have very well just disliked it. But I also think people are so quick to try to get entertained when somebody is actually trying to educate them creatively. They miss it when they looking strictly for the entertainment.
Right.
And I think a lot of people didn't feel, entertained.
It wasn't an entertaining album.
No, it wasn't an entertaining album at all.
And we're kind of in an entertaining
era.
Society or era. That's probably better. Yeah, we're entertaining era, at least for our music.
Yeah.
And so folks expected that.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. What did I think? So I like Jay-Z. I won't call myself a Jay-Z fan, but I definitely like Jay-Z. My favorite album was The Blueprint. And I'm one of the people that actually like Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
I like I'm the only one.
So if we was to grade the Jay-Z album.
Oh, this is 444.
Yeah, if we was to grade 444, what would you give it?
You know what? I wouldn't. I don't know about numbers, but I would actually rank it though.
Okay.
I would put Blueprint 1, Reasonable Doubt, and 444.
All on the same level?
No. Blueprint 1.
Okay.
And then 2 and 3.
Oh, so your top 3 Jay-Z albums?
Yeah, I would definitely put 444. And not necessarily my favorite, but to me the best album. Some days it's probably Reasonable Doubt because I'm feeling that, and some other days it's probably 444. I'll probably if I had to put it somewhere, I put it 3. So I put it as the third best album.
So the thing I like about Jay-Z and all his albums he's created up until this point, it basically shows like growth. And like his life, he talked about he literally talked about everything he was going through and doing in each album. And I like when artists do that. Like even R&B, your girl Mary J. Blige.
Yeah. She got the same skill.
I like artists who actually really put their life and their feelings and their stuff into their albums. I don't like these corny popcorn, albums or whatever. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's Jay-Z, and I thought the 444 was great.
Yeah.
We want to thank Will. For being on our guest list today. Who else was on our guest list?
We want to thank Rhonda. Rhonda called in as well, gave us some good insight. She beat up on my boy Mayweather.
Yeah, like he I guess he may have deserved it from the women. We had Ted, we had Gary, we had Gary on the guest list online. Well, thank y'all for that. Who was our Dean's List person again?
Our Dean's List person was Roland Martin.
Please check Facebook later for a picture and to know who's always going to be on the Dean's List.
Make sure y'all follow our fan page. It's The List with Ted and Terry. We'll be on every Saturday. The call-in number 646-595-4160. We'll post a link so you can listen to it in your car. You can listen to it at home. You can listen to it at work. And we'll also have an archive show posted so you can listen to it at any time. And we appreciate everybody, man. And like I said, it's just the beginning. This is our first show. We appreciate everybody on Facebook. We appreciate everybody that's listening online. And, that's it, bro.
I appreciate y'all. It's The List.
It's The List. You're tuned in to the Politics Podcast, your home for St. Louis politics.